Hello, my fellow comic book collectors. Despite it being my wife's birthday, the show must go on. This means like ignoring wives' birthdays. This means like, throwing caution to the wind. This means like, just doing it regardless of the consequences.
That's either dedication, a death wish, or she wanted to do something different. I'm banking on the third.
It was the third. So it's like, it's sort of, did you ever see the joke where these guys are like, I can say anything in front of my wife. And then the
Yeah.
wife walks by and it's like, I can say anything in front of my wife. It's like, it's like
Yeah, no, you can't.
No, you can't. Okay, so there was some caution thrown to the wind, but it was a very light breeze.
Understood.
So yeah. So okay, I'm just gonna quickly say hi, Matt. Oh, actually, some other people have joined. Hi, Steve.
Hi, Steve.
Yeah, she dumped me tonight. Yes, she realized it's her birthday. She might as well have fun instead of being with me.
Oh Lord.
It's like so sad.
You have bad hot? You have bad hot? Oh, very good.
Yeah. So
my wife. Hi, JSS.
Okay. Yeah.
My wife went to have her nails done one time, and it was 4 little gals, and they were working. She says, "Oh, what your husband do?" "Oh, my husband retired." "Oh, he do good?" She said, "Oh yeah, he did really well." "He have bad heart?" She's gonna put the braces to me and knock me out. I go, "What's that?" She came home. She was laughing.
That's awesome.
Said, "This gal had it figured out." "He have bum ticker?"
Can knock them off. Just
that's it. He says, "Oh, we have to bury him in backyard. Good for tree."
So yeah.
Oh well.
Speaking of other halves, other half is here.
Hi, Sue.
And yeah, I don't know. They love to hate us. So
no, love, love is good. Love is good.
Yeah, love's good. Okay, so I have to babble about my comic. I mentioned that because I really do love this comic, and I really do want people to support it if they can. Do what you can to help it, because I need to get to that next goal. My goal is to get enough money that I can pay for the next issue. If I can get to that goal, I'm like just so happy.
So not even to make money, just to be able to support the production and put the thing together. And you're not trying to make a fortune. You're just trying to be able to cover your significant costs to basically produce quality product, and it is quality.
Yeah. So the thing is, it's not even at that part yet. Like, even though the threshold that he put was so low, and he did that on purpose because it makes the algorithm look good if you hit your threshold really quickly. But
it was 1,000, right?
It was 1,000. But
you're pushing 6 now, aren't you? 50, whatever it is.
It's like 53? Close. Yeah, it's almost 6. But to break even is 10. So I'm underwater right now.
So another 10 to fund another one.
Exactly. So we got a long
way. Either that, or you just have that chunk that you've dedicated to it, and if you just keep getting that chunk back each time, then you don't have to. You can do it. Also, think of it that way too.
Yeah. So if I don't get to that second goal, that goal of like paying for the next one, I can always do a mini comic. It could be this big.
It won't go.
It won't work. Okay, so I'm gonna just show a few of the images from the comic. I wish I did print them out. That would have been nice. These are the same ones I've shown before, but we got Moon Girl, and
it's Mandy in cosplay as Moon Girl.
Yes.
Mandy by Dean Yeagle.
Dean Yeagle. Okay, so I made sure that the artist names were kind of highlighted. Like, just that's not how it'll appear on the book, but just so you guys know. And then we got Larry Wells, and that's Bullet Girl.
Cherry, Cherry,
Cherry
Cherry
popped her
cosplay as Bullet Girl.
yeah. So these like the idea is that I wanted to have like one page where it shows what the character looked like in the Golden Age, and then one page where it shows like the artist's interpretation of what
Mm.
that character, modern interpretation, right?
With good modern artists
With
to do
good
so.
artists. These are all pretty big artists, actually. Then we got George Weber, and he's actually a really great. I actually really like his stuff. He did Pillow and Lucky. Did you see that Kickstarter?
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
Really great stuff. I really enjoyed it. So
And
uh
that's Rula.
and that's Rula, and she's doing the bondage thing. So yeah. And then we got Black Cat. I'm not super familiar with this artist, tell you the truth, Yonami, but they did kind of brilliant work, so I can't complain. And we got that's it. That's it. So those are all the artists. It's going to be 14 different characters in the comic.
That's all the artists that you have pictures of, because there's
That's all. Yeah,
also the Bill Moss, and then
Bill
there's
Moss
Rio Rita,
and
and then there's Black Cat.
there's
I'm
we got
assuming Miss
I said
Fury.
Black
There's
Cat,
Miss
Miss
Fury.
Fury.
So all of
There's
those
also
others you
Miss Mask.
show.
There's Sunny. There's there's 14 characters. It's 28 pages of art that I could show, right? And then there's all these weird variants that we're doing. We're actually doing some special variants. And I was told recently, and I thought it was going to drop today, that we're getting a special artist to do Sky Girl that actually contacted us to do Sky Girl. So it's a big
Who is
deal.
the artist?
I gotta find out his name. It's somebody that's one of the more like he's at the same level as Larry Wells, or maybe even more famous. I forgot the guy's name. Drives me crazy. I hate that. I'm terrible with names.
Well, you might consider writing it down, and
I
then
will
have
write
it
it
there
down.
to
Yeah. I was thinking of doing that. So
when I'm showing some stuff. Why don't you consult the
I'll
interwebs
ask my
and figure out
my
what
other
it
guy.
is?
Yeah, I'll do that. And the link to the Kickstarter is in the description of this video, so you guys can check that out. It is a cool Kickstarter. There are special secret variants that will be dropping throughout the month. And
I will just say this. I will say this to you people, that when you get to the site, it would also be nice if you could share
actually,
your
you
screen and
explain it.
show.
Yeah,
What?
actually, if you could explain it, that'd be great. Let me see. Can I share my screen?
I will start explaining, and then you share your screen with your Kickstarter page, and that way I can show. You can scroll down, and I'll show. And I point it out. But what it is this: when you get to the main heading, and then it says pledge, and when you pledge, you're not paying anything. You won't pay anything until
I
July
can't share
the
my
8th.
screen.
Okay, July the 8th at the earliest.
Mm-hmm.
And what it is you'll come down, and it'll have these sort of rectangular boxes that go down. And
Mm-hmm.
so if you click on a box that you like, let's say it's the Bullet Girl. Okay, now you've got the Bullet Girl ready to finish your pledge. If you go to another one of these parallel boxes, if you come out of that box and go into another box, then what it'll do is it will then take the next one that you hit, and it will delete the one that you did before. So
Yeah.
what you do is when you click on the rectangular box that say Bullet Girl, let's say,
Yeah.
then within that box, you scroll
You
down
can
and you
pick which
can
one
pick
you want.
all kinds of stuff that you want, and then get to the bottom of that and then hit it. That way, then everything is contained in that one box, which is one pledge. And that's the way that's how it sets up. I had to have a tutorial from K-pop, who
K-pop.
is one
Yeah,
of the
she's like
smartest
an expert
people.
on it. So
She knew this stuff, and I said, please help me, because I keep deleting stuff that I want. I don't quite understand. And then she said, here's what it took her a minute or two to actually figure it out. And she said, oh, I see what they did. When you like when people that really know, I see what they did
that's how
here.
they did it. Yeah.
It's like the dentist, and he's fixing your tooth. Oh, I see what the guy did here.
Yeah.
Well, anyhow, so she once I had the key, then if you have other stuff that you decide you want later,
It'll
then
just add
you
it on.
go to your pledge and hit manage your pledge or review your pledge, then hit the button that starts the pledge again, and then scroll down and add again. If again you want to stay within your rectangular box so that it holds all of your pledge in one box, and that's the easiest way to describe it. And once you're into it, I think it'll be a lot easier. I mean, I'm as I explain this to you, and then what happens is you can manage your pledge, or if you go in and you decide you don't want to do anything more, you just back out of it. There's no problem. Everything stays the way it is.
Yeah, you're gonna get one of my packages, Jeffrey. So I'm like I have three of those. I bought three of those packages myself, basically. So you're gonna get one of my packages.
Out of the 15, 3 of them you bought yourself?
Yeah.
Okay. But so there were only so there are a few things that there are a couple of special drops. They have a Sky Girl that is a limited. They have a Bullet Girl that has a gold background thing that's a limited. And there's supposedly going to be another one pretty quick that will be able you can get as well.
Hi, Lyle.
Hi, Lyle. Mr. Lyle, who can find anything.
Mr. Lyle can find anything. So I want to quickly mention Matt, who likes comics. He is also doing a giveaway contest. And if you buy something from my Kickstarter, you get an extra comic from him. So that's a bonus if you win his contest. If you win his contest.
I think what it was that if somebody buys something from you,
from me,
then when he hits his goal for his channel,
222,
he will be doing 222. He will have a giveaway, and if the giveaway, and then the giveaway will go. Anyway, I'll let him describe.
So if you win his giveaway, then you get a bonus comic, basically.
Based on the fact that you bought one from Alan.
Yes.
And the price
get a signed copy of my face.
And in spite of that, you want to do it. So, Alan, what are the prices on these books? It's like $20 or $30, something like that. How much is it?
$20. $20.
And then the Bill Moss double pack, which has the naughty
35, so it's actually
35.
So
they knock a nickel off. So, and then they have the Rula pack. But is that 40 or is that 35 also? They knock a nickel off.
I think it's 35 as well. I think it's 35 as well.
So, but you can't buy the Rula or the Judy of the Jungle books separately. You got to buy both because there's no way to divide those two. In other words, you'll have to put up in 35, but you get two books instead of just one at 20.
That's right.
And the special ones that come that were the threshold goodies that they bring in. Those are a little bit more expensive.
Yes. So
the Bullet Girl with the background is 129. Yeah. And the Sky Girl, I think, was 50.
Yeah, I think the Sky Girl one is a really good deal. Because that's all of these are like even the ones that are going to be like the commons,
10 or 15.
Yeah, they're like the print run is probably going to be less than 50. These are really rare books. At the end of the day, like if there's any collector gene in you, these are like really rare books at the end of the day. So it's just, it's going to be
and as much as as you watch our channel, Alan's channel, and you watch our show, you know how much we're into the golden age and the good girl golden age and things like that, which is right up Alan's street. And he FOMO'd into me all manner of things, golden age, good girl stuff, for which I'm very thankful and I enjoy very much now. But the fact is that Alan is going to be the one who actually writes all the information on the inside of this comic. Yep. And that way, then you have a handy reference, sort of like a who's who kind of thing where, where's their first appearance, key appearances, things like that. So that it actually operates as not only a picture book, but it's actually a helpful reference. And I think that and because Alan's going to be doing it, you're going to get a lot of good information as far as that goes.
Yeah, it's kind of like Key Collector for good girls,
but better
with pinup.
But better.
Yeah, but better. Okay, so enough of that. I want to show some cool books, and we got a theme tonight, don't we, Stephen? That you made up. It was you that made this theme up.
I made the theme up, and it's Bronze Age for tonight. And I do tend to.
Go.
I
Actually, I
know
might
I
have.
got one too. I did that too.
That's
It's
such a
terrible. I'll show that one
such a
too.
cool book. Such a cool book.
Yeah, I know. And then you have to go. Gotta get it. Gotta get it.
It
FOMO.
is so
FOMO.
cool. You must admit, when you saw that book, you must have said, "Oh, this is a real cool
I
book."
never wanted it until then.
Yeah, no, it's such a cool book. I just love the cover on it. It's just like, it's
Well,
like,
when you start, I want to go dig it out, and I'll be able to show some of that stuff too.
yeah,
And I'll
I
show a
have it
little
handy
modern,
too. I can grab it.
modern and bronze, and I have a little bit of silver in this. Then blah blah blah, and we'll go from there.
Okay, so do you want me to show first, or do you want to
You
show
go.
first?
You lead off.
So I'm going to lead off with some bronze books I picked out because this theme was really like 5 minutes before the show started. So I just grabbed a bunch of bronze stuff.
We do
But
so much gold. I wanted to do silver and or bronze or combination to give a little bit of variety for you. Let us know in the chat if you would just prefer us to stick with gold, but you're going to get gold anyway eventually.
regardless,
But at the same time, we just wanted to give we're a little bit
a bit
more
of it yeah,
multifaceted than that.
yeah. We have a few extra books in our collection other than gold.
A few
A few, 1,000. So,
hundreds anyway.
yeah. Okay. So I'm going to show my books, and you go
Okay,
hunt for some cool books too.
I will get.
Okay. Okay. So I'm going to start out with one of my favorite covers from the Bronze Age. This is actually like I would say in the top 5 of my favorite Bronze Age covers. And I think this is Bronze Age. Is the Muhammad Ali one? Is this Bronze Age? The Neil Adams,
Uh, it's it
or is
is
it late silver?
well, it's late silver, early bronze for sure.
Yeah, I forget when this came out. So somebody can look this up. Is this actually bronze? But it's one of my favorite covers. The reason I actually like it is not just because of Muhammad Ali going up against Superman, but it's got like, oh, it's 1975. Thank you, Matt. So yeah, it's got everybody in the audience. I just love it for that reason. It's like you can look at the whole audience. I'm gonna take it out so you can see it a bit better. But I just love the fact that everybody in the audience are real people and just celebrities and stuff like that. Oh, sorry, 1978. So we got Jimmy Carter, Batman. I'm not sure. Is this Lex Luthor? who's bald
That's
headed?
Luther. That's Luther.
Yeah, it looks like Luthor. And you got like a whole bunch of famous people in the back here. Um, it's just a really cool who's who of the 70s. Just a I just like I love history, so I think that's just a really cool book. I was super excited like when I found it. I was like at a comic shop and they just had it lying there. I was like, oh, is this for sale? This is so cool. It wasn't cheap though, but I did talk them down. I always have to talk them down. Oh, I'm not really interested in it. As I'm like drooling. So, but I love that book. So that was one of them. Another book that I picked up that I really really like, and this is going back to my childhood, that I just love cool books that bring out that child character in me. And this is one of the characters that I really really loved as a child, is Winnie the Pooh. And this is Winnie the Pooh #1. This is actually the first appearance of Winnie the Pooh in comics. And you got the first appearance of also all the characters. You got Tigger and Piglet and the kangaroo. I
Kanga.
forget. Is it a Kanga?
Kanga and Roo.
And Kanga and Roo, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Roo is the little one.
I know Roo's the little one, but yeah. So I always love this book. I just think it's a cool one. I recently picked it up in a 9.4. That's a really high grade for this book. It's hard to get this one in high grade. And it's the weirdest thing is to get the bubble bath on the back. I don't know what's going on the back, but it's got this girl's bubble bath thing going on in the back. So it's really weird. But just a really cool Bronze Age book, 1977. Okay. But I know a lot of people here like the superheroes. So I figure, hey, let's show some superheroes too. So this is Amazing Spider-Man #101. which is the first appearance of Morbius. I actually like this because of this is also the same time when you got Spider-Man with the 8 arms, like, well, the 6 arms and 2 legs, so he's got like the 8 appendages. So yeah, he's doing the whole spider thing. So just a really cool book. Who did the? This is actually the last 15-cent issue too. So after this, it becomes 20 cents, I guess. And it's a Gil Kane cover and art, and Roy Thomas did the story. It's just a really cool book. I actually really liked Morbius. I was really into vampires, and I was really my expectations for the Morbius movie were super high. So high. I was like, oh, I'm really excited. I was really looking forward to that movie, and it was bad. It was terrible. You know, the Morbius movie, it started out actually quite good, and then the second act, well, just they just sort of gave up on it. It's like it was, I don't know. It fell apart. But it could have been a great movie. Sadly, it wasn't. Okay, next one, and is Thor 185. I just think this is a cool cover. And this is I think the first appearance of is it what's the name of the character? It's like it was in what's the name of the Loki series? I'm pretty sure the character was in the Loki series, like the creature at the end of all time or something like that. You know. See the power of the silent one. Worlds without end, the grip of infinity. So yeah. So if anyone wants to look up what character made their first appearance in this, you can tell me and I'll see. Oh yeah, I knew that. Something with an A, I think. So yeah, so it is Jack Kirby and John. Do you know how to say this name? Verpoorten? Vampurten? Do you know the name?
No.
So Matt, it's number 185. Thor 185. So you can look that up and you can tell me who made their first appearance in this. I forgot who it is. I forgot the name. It might be what's his name? Like the Beyonder or something. I don't know. Somebody like that. But Thor 185. Okay, this is one that we all know. Like at least I know who this first appearance is. So this is the first appearance of the Punisher. So this is Amazing Spider-Man 129. And just a really great cover. I always liked the Punisher. And it's also the first appearance of the Jackal. So you got double key. But this is Gil Kane and John Morita cover. So just a really cool one. I like the crosshairs. I think it's such an iconic cover. This has been homaged a lot. So Matt, could you figure out what the Thor was? Okay, well Matt's working on it. Okay, then we got. So I just randomly grabbed my Bronze Age ones. Oh, Lyle has the Russian edition of it. That's really cool. Those foreign editions of those key books actually they're kind of heating up over time. They're actually a good investment. So here's my Hulk 181, and it's restored. It's actually got the value stamp at least. So restoration includes cover reattached with glue, tear seal to cover. Yeah, it was an expensive book. This was a way to get it less expensively. I think I paid like $1,000 for this. It was pretty expensive book. But I just really wanted it. I always wanted to have for the first appearance of Wolverine or second appearance of Wolverine, depending on how you go.
First full appearance.
We'll do first cover. That's best way to say it. But I actually, before I got that one, I got this one, which is another first appearance of Wolverine. So yeah, see, Mana Out says second appearance. I say yeah. I think 181 is really the second appearance, and this is the first appearance. Aha. So wait, one sec here. Is it the Guardian? Okay, so this is the first appearance of the Guardian. I didn't know that. Okay. All right, so I didn't know that. I thought it was a different character actually. But yeah, this is definitely the first time we see the Wolverine in comics. And yeah, I always thought this was a better book, and for that reason. This one actually, one sec, can you see it? Yeah, this one is really interesting. It would actually be a super high grade, but I'm not sure if you can see it. Right around the H, can you see that there's a hole that goes right through the comic? Somebody poked it with something, and it went right through the comic. That's the only reason it's like a 5.0. It would be probably like a 8 or a 9 if it wasn't for that weird hole. Yeah, but still a cool book. Okay, I'll show one more book and then you can go if you're ready there, Stephen.
I am.
Okay, I'll go one more book. Just another iconic book from the Bronze Age. And it's this one. Iron Man 128. And it's sort of like the demon in the bottle cover.
Not only is it kind of the demon in the bottle cover, it is the demon in a bottle cover.
Yeah. It's a Bob Layton cover. I always thought this one was cool. I'm not sure if I really like the fact that they made him an alcoholic and stuff, but
But Alan, it's a trope that they did. They made the Green Arrow was a drunk, Green Lantern was a drunk. It's a trope, and then they have to go out and find themselves and stuff. It really is. It's really shoddy writing, is what it is.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it either. But it's kind of funny in a weird way. Is the guy that they ended up having portray Iron Man?
Was a drunk?
Was a drunk and a druggie and all
drug
these
user, yeah.
And he really cleaned himself up, and so it actually kind of
Mel Gibson was the one who actually made the hugest difference in his life. Was Mel Gibson, who certainly has had his problems, but he was the one that basically turned Robert Downey Jr. around.
Wow. Mm-hmm. How were they connected? Did they do a movie?
I'm not exactly sure, but I saw a thing where he had a testimonial where Robert Downey Jr. was on a stage saying about the person that really helped him, and it was Mel Gibson. Mel was just off the stage in the wings, and they would show him kind of like looking humble. I'd like to think the nice things about both those guys, because I do like their performances. I think they're very, very gifted actors, and I just it's I wish that sometimes we didn't know as much about our stars, never find out about your heroes, kind of a thing. I just please just don't talk.
Don't talk.
Don't talk. Don't make political statements and political stands. And
so Mana Out said that he gave him a role when no one else would. What was the role? I'm just trying to think. What did Robert Downey Jr. do? It would have been before Iron Man.
I really did like his Sherlock Holmes extremely much. I really enjoy his esoteric and just sort of mindless stuff like that, using the needle, and then where he foreshadows what's going to happen and all that. It's really, really well done.
Oh, the singing detective. Interesting. Okay. I don't think I've watched that. But I was actually just thinking, did you guys ever watch the movie with Mel Gibson called End Boss or something like?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, it's a really cool movie. It's like, basically you're watching, it's almost like Groundhog Day. It's got that sort of video game feel to it, though, where this guy, he wakes up, people are just randomly trying to kill him. He doesn't know exactly why. He's got to figure out how he can get to the boss. If he can kill the boss, at the end.
Well, that sounds like Parker or whatever that thing was, where Chris Christopherson and he takes his son, and then the girl, is Svengali's them, and ransom
Mhm.
or revenge or whatever it was, where he they took $10,000 from him, and he wants his 10 grand back, and
Oh
they
no,
won't.
that's yeah, that's
Whatever
Alan
that one was,
Wilkinson.
I mean, that was a great movie. They
But no,
just
this one was cool. It was like really, really cool because what would happen is he would get killed, and then you'd have to repeat from the start.
oh gosh,
And so he's like learning. Oh, he's got to do this. And then what he realizes, he's got to get his skills are not there. So he's like gets trained and he does all
totally,
these things.
that's totally Groundhog's Day, and
Oh,
he used to
it was
play the
really
piano and
cool.
ice sculpture and all of that stuff.
Oh, it was so
So much
awesome.
fun.
So yeah, it was really interesting how he solved the problem because he had to do it within a certain time frame, and if you do
Mhm.
the math, there's no way that he can get from point A to point B in the time frame. But he comes up with a solution to do it. It's just really, really brilliant.
Well
Um,
written.
well written, very well written, actually. So yeah, I enjoyed that one. But okay, let's get
Shall I
back to the
show?
comics. Yeah, let's go back to your comics here.
I Alan showed his keys, Bronze Age keys. I've shown mine before. I'm just going to show basically slabs and a few a little bit more modern raws that I've accumulated, just for different. We can always fall back into gold a little bit later on, but here is the Jetsons #1.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I mean that's a like I didn't even think about that book as being Bronze Age, but that's a major Bronze Age key. Is that Bronze Age or Silver actually?
Well, this is 1963. It's silver.
Oh, okay, Silver. Yeah, yeah. I was like thinking, oh my goodness, we're sticking to bronze, aren't we? Okay, go ahead.
I know. This box has some bronze in it, and I have most of my bronze is raw, but I
Mhm.
wanted to do slabs, and then a little bit of
Yeah, yeah,
uh,
yeah. I love
recent.
that book though. I'll
Here's
forgive you because that book's awesome, and this is another
here's
awesome book,
Magnus the Robot Fighter #1.
another Silver Age awesome book.
Yeah, this is from also from 1963.
Hmm.
This one is even yet older because it actually just 1962, but it's a fun book.
Oh, the Rifleman. I was just telling somebody asked me, do I collect photo covers? I said, no, I don't really collect photo covers. And then I said, well, but unless they're really cool. And that's a really cool photo cover. Such a great one. Can you explain it to me though? I don't get the joke. I don't know what's going on that cover.
Well, Mark is trying to get wood for the fire, and his father, Lucas McCain, is very happy that he's helping. And then he says, "Pa, you've got a big piece of wood here." And he says, "Yes, Mark. Yes, I do."
Yeah. Um,
This one's from 1968. This is closer to our bronze era, and this is
oh
Dolphin
my goodness.
in
I was just talking
Showcase.
about this book. I love that one. And
This
you actually
type.
make me so upset about that book. You know that?
How did I do that?
Because you got that book for such a steal. You
Uh,
got it.
my comic guy that comes into town episodically found this copy, had it slabbed, and he could not sell it. No one wanted to buy it. This was before any of the before Dolphin really kind of took off. And this is off-white pages, but really really beautiful colors on the cover. And so he brought it up, I think, 3 or 4 times when he would come through town. And he says, "Do you want this book? I think you do, don't you?" I said, "No, no, that's okay. I got enough other stuff, you know." And he would keep carrying it and carrying it. And as I was leaving here, I don't know, 2 years ago, he says, "Steve," he says, "come here." He says, "Give me $100 and I'll give you the book." And I said, "For $100? Okay, I'll do it." So I gave him $100 for it. And then, like about 2 weeks later, the book just went sky high. I mean, it went. Same thing happened when I bought the first Black Panther from him in an 8.5 with white pages slabbed. It should have been a 9. It is a 9, but I think it was 8.50. And he said, "I can't. This is crazy. That something will happen." And then again, in 2 weeks' time, the thing just blew up. And so,
Oh
but
man.
but this particular copy has just remarkably nice
I love the greens on it. Like, okay, I'm going to show you my copy. I paid more for my copy than you paid for that, okay? Just so you know. So this is more valuable because I paid more.
Well,
So,
it's got to be it.
that's how it works, isn't it?
It is. It has to be.
So
But
yeah. When you
I'm
look at the
all
greens
about
on yours are
I'm all
amazing.
about color on the cover. I'm very much into that, unless I have no option. In other words, if it is either having the book, either you get to have the book, or are you going to take it if the colors aren't perfect? Are you going to take a book? Well, if it's an incredibly rare book, I'm buying the book. I mean, if it's one that I really want. But
Mm-hmm.
so there's Dolphin. Here is one from, this is back a little bit earlier. This is from 1961. And prior to Doctor Strange, excuse me, prior to the Human Torch, coming in Strange Tales 101, I believe it was, with that dark cover with him by some sort of a giant radio tower or whatever. I think it's a remarkably dark cover for the first Torch. They always had the Fantastic Four come in on with Strange Tales. They had the Torch, and then they brought the Thing in, and then they always would have the Fantastic Four come in and try to keep the thing afloat. It was sort of an auxiliary for the Fantastic Four with Strange Tales. And then in 110 came Doctor Strange, and then Doctor Strange made the title his own. And the Torch and the Thing and everything got pushed out because Doctor Strange was that much better. And then Nick Fury eventually came in. But prior to that, what Stan Lee did was sort of an offshoot from pre-code horror, was that he would then, because the code had come in, but he liked monsters and dragons and all this stuff. And so all the Marvel monster books that are in the anthology books prior to the supers coming in, Tales to Astonish, Strange Tales, Mystery in Space, blah, 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 the usual Tales of Suspense, they had all these great Marvel monster covers, which really did not make all that much money because the DC was really doing well with the superhero stuff, while Marvel was languishing until about 1961. And that's when, of course, the Fantastic Four started. And then things took off from there for them. But this is the one that I wanted to show. It's Fin Fang Foom.
Oh wow.
Before Groot, Fin Fang Foom was always the one that you wanted out of all of the Marvel monsters. Fin Fang Foom was the big one. And it's a tough book, and it's expensive book still. It always has been, and it's will. And Groot, of course, I think took over because of the wonderful the Guardians. Groot is just wonderful. Tales to Astonish 10. Staying with Strange Tales, here is Doctor Strange came in 110, and then I think 11 and 12, I think it was, there was no Doctor Strange in it, and then they brought him back in again. And then in issue 115, they finally gave his origin, and this is the origin issue and an early appearance
Mm-hmm.
of Sandman.
Nice. This is again still Silver Age, but okay.
I know it's Silver Age. I told you. And and here is one that's even not even close. This is actually December of '54, so this would have been almost pre-code. I'm
This is
sorry,
Golden Age.
but this is the first appearance of Turok, son of Stone.
I think you do the same thing as I do. So you put all your Dell and like those books together, right?
Well, this book, this box is ones where I went through
You got all the key
because
ones?
I'm pulling keys, and the other two, I have other two key boxes that are golden age slabs, and then I have this one that has bronze, and then the rest of my bronze is raw, or they're my big books, and those are in my vault. So
See,
uh,
you're ruining the theme.
I'm what they I do
You
this. I'm
told me to get
sorry.
all the bronze, and I like pick all the bronze, and then you do silver. Okay.
This is a 9/4 Tales to Astonish, number 45.
From Silver
And
Age.
it's a very nice copy. Old label.
So old that the Silver Age label.
And here is a 9/2 of issue number 47.
This is
I love
one.
it.
Yeah, that's a great one actually. I always like, where there's some giant and like people are tiny. I always like that. That's a thing.
So here we have some bronze. I've got some
Oh,
bronze.
bronze! Yay, bronze.
Here is the first Power Girl,
What grade is it? I can't. You're
9/6.
9/6. Wow, beautiful. I always felt like that book was undervalued. By the way.
It is. I think it is. Here is one of the first Huntresses. There are two first Huntresses, and this is Justice Society of America, and there's the Huntress right down here.
I have the
in
first
a, in
real.
a
I
nine.
have that one as well, but I have the real first Huntress.
They both came out the same month.
No. I have the real first Huntress.
Oh, you're talking about the pocketbooks or whatever?
No, the first Huntress was in Sensation Comics.
Okay.
Sensation 68.
The other Huntress.
Other Huntress. The first Huntress.
Here's a nice first Black Cat, 9/6.
Oh, wow. Beautiful.
It's a white pager.
That's really nice. That's a book that I always wanted to have in high grade, actually. I always liked that one.
They're out there.
It's expensive, though.
Here is a very, very famous Neil Adams Batman cover where he homages Detective 31, and this is a old label 9/4. This has never been cleaned or pressed.
In the next show, have silver and theme, and then Steven will show bronze books.
Jeff, it sure is nice to see you.
Exactly. You're the one that told me brings.
I have bronze. I'm showing bronze.
Okay, that was a bronze, actually. That's a bronze book.
Here is another bronze book.
Okay.
First Ra's al Ghul in a 9/8.
Wow. Wow. That's an expensive Bronze Age book.
About 12 and a half.
Yeah, $12.50. I'll give you $13.
I don't want to take advantage of you.
Okay.
I love the greens on it. I love green covers.
It's an awesome cover. I really like the subtlety of that cover in a way. That it's just sort of like almost like a.
Neil was a genius.
Just in the background.
Neil was just a genius.
Beautiful
It's just
covers.
that simple. He was a genius.
Yeah.
Here is the other first appearance of the Huntress, and this is in Secret Origins, and it's a much better image, a cover image of her.
Yeah, I love that one. So I actually have both of it, but both of mine are raw.
This is another 9/6.
Well, so did you buy them slabbed or did you get them? Did you get them graded?
At the time I bought them, they were not that expensive. I bought them slabbed.
Oh, okay.
And here is another Neil Adams, and this is the first appearance of Talia al Ghul, and this is in a 9/4.
Very nice. Again, I have that as a raw book. Actually,
I have a raw too.
Do I have it slugged or raw? I'm not sure. Actually, to tell you the truth.
And here is a book. This was the book that launched tens of thousands of comic books for Alan Pollett.
Oh, really?
The comic collector geek. This was the book that launched
all. Oh, I know what it is. Oh,
and
man.
I just got this from a fellow collector and erstwhile dealer named Houdat Comics and Movie Clips, who is also a good YouTuber and a great guy. And it is Howard the Duck #1 in a 9/8 white page.
Yeah, such an amazing book. That is one that someday I plan to get as a 9/8, just to have it, like just.
Well, of all the books, you can get your first book in a 9/8, and you can, and I don't think I tell you, this is the very, very first 9/8 Howard the Duck slab 9/8 I ever saw. I have a nice raw copy, but I look at
really nice raw copy as well,
but I don't think it's a 9/8. I think it's up in the 9s somewhere, but I just don't think it quite makes the cut.
This is one of those ones that's really hard to get in a 9/8. Just because of that black along the border there, it just always shows flaws. Really, I just love that. I love that book. Like that brings out like all the nostalgic feels for like when I first started.
That's the thing.
It's
That's
just like it's a huge book for me. That's such a huge book.
It's a great book. And
With quickly, there's a question just before we segue to the next book. Do we collect sci-fi pulp magazines? I do. I have a few.
I have a few. I don't specialize in pulp. I mean,
No.
in sci-fi magazines. I have a few. I have the Doc Savages, the Marvels. I have
Mhm.
the Marvel premiere or Marvel preview that has the first hello, Bub. And that they have the first Rocket Raccoon in it. It has
Oh
Satana,
yeah,
Satana
yeah.
on the cover. I can show that in a minute. I have a few magazines, but I don't really necessarily pursue those. I do have some. I did stick my foot in the water, my toe in the water with pulps, because I knew when Alan and I both found out that the pulps were going to be slabbed, then at that point we went shopping, because you could see the writing on the wall where with various titles that are well-known key titles, that it would behoove you to go out, and you can still find them nice and reasonably, but it's you gotta, if you do like pulps or have any inclination towards them, the window is closing rapidly on that. And if you look on stores like you can see that the prices for these slab pulps right now are in absolute they're stratospheric, as the novelty of a slabbed pulp, and as soon as the market gets more penetration and more slabs, I think then the market will moderate somewhat, because then I think that they will be demystified and what have you. And but then the census is actually building as this is going on. But if you can find raw pulps that you like, pulp magazines, I urge you that you should probably buy some if there's some that you like that you can get reasonably. Here is the first appearance of Thanos et al., and this is a 9/6 Iron Man 55. Are you arranging and sorting furniture again, Alan?
That's what I do. Okay, I just grabbed some magazines.
Oh, okay. Here is from 1971. Jack Kirby left Marvel and went
Wait.
back over to DC.
Okay. Okay. Sorry. There's like I'm just trying to catch up with the set.
Okay, well, go
Oh,
ahead.
any Star Wars 77 keys?
I have Star Wars #1. I've got
I have
that.
the whole run. I have the whole run of that.
So that the answer is yes.
Yes.
Maybe you would show some of your Star Wars from the Bronze Age, Alan.
Yeah, I can.
And so, but when Jack first started, he was at Timely. Then he went to DC for the longest time.
Hey,
Then he went
Brandon.
to Marvel,
Sorry. Sorry to
and then
interrupt. Just go. Go. Sorry.
that's all right. And you can leave the graphics up long enough for people to read. I don't mind. That's okay.
Okay.
Here is a New Gods #1 in a
Oh wow.
90 with white pages, and
Beautiful.
the paper that you get in 71 has started. It is not as it was in the 60s, I assure you. And so finding this book with bright colors and white pages and a 9/8, also because of the print quality, is an extremely tough book. Not a horrifically expensive book. It's spendy, but I just love this. The composition and colors on this cover are
I had
just.
bad luck. I had bad luck with that book. I ordered it 3 times. It got lost in the mail twice.
There's just that popular. People typed it.
I don't know what happened. Every time
Were they 9? Were they 9/8s or just
no, it
high
was like
grade or
five
raw?
O's.
Oh,
But I
five
ended up
O's.
so it was just like I just got yeah. And then I had to pay more for a lower grade. It just bothered me.
This one is not necessarily the most expensive book in the world, but it is one of my favorite Bronze Age books. I remember buying this off the rack, and I had read this is The Shadow, #1 by Mike Kaluta, and his pacing and his storytelling, where he would foreshadow the shadow coming in with shadows on the walls, in the few panels or page before, where the shadow would come in. And if you've read any of the Shadow pulps, they've reprinted them. They were in pocketbooks, and like Doc Savage and the Avenger and all
Mhm.
these others. great stories. Walter Gibson, just wonderful, wonderful stuff.
When is that from? Like mid
This
70s,
one
like
here, this
76?
one here is from 1973,
73? Oh wow.
October, November of 73.
Oh, I thought it was later than that.
Mm-mm,
Okay.
mm-mm.
Okay. Wow, 73.
And of course, you can see the old label too.
Yeah, I got that raw, but yeah.
I have, I have, I think 7 or 8 copies of it raw.
Wow, a 9-0 run of it would be pretty impressive of Star
That's a
Wars entire run.
that's a great thing to have, a great thing to shoot for too. And I
Yeah,
think that those books are around. I think that some of
yeah.
the titles are some of the numbers are not horribly dear, but just being very specific. I
Strangely, the
recommend
last issues are really hard to get in high grade.
always the print runs were going down, and then Dark Horse got it, and Dark Horse made it great, and then Marvel thanked them by taking it back from them.
Yeah, no, Dark Horse made so many great Star
They
Wars
they had
books.
I have a lot
Oh
of
my goodness, I
very
love reading those.
I have a lot of rarities of the Star Wars from Dark Horse. I didn't really collect it, but I have a buddy that specialized in that sort of stuff, and he says, "I think you need this." I said, "Well, okay," and I got a box full of that junk. Um, Fine books. Here's one. Here's from 1977, and this is a DC TV comic, The Saturday Morning Superstar, with one word, Shazam,
Oh, that's cool.
with the Black Adam.
I always liked that book. That was a hard one to get for a while. Just when the announcement of the movie happened, all of a sudden that just sort of disappeared. It was a hard book to find.
I actually found this one raw, and it came back a 9.6 white pager.
Wow. That's too lucky.
And Jeff, we were talking about Star Wars from 1977, and by God, here it is, Star Wars #1 in a 9.6 from July of 77.
You're outshining me. I was going to get my Star Wars out, but I guess not.
Well, I just showed one.
No, you outshine me. I'm too lame. I can't show my book now. I'll be sad. Mine's like a 9-0. So
This is a white pager as well. And when I bought this, I bought it at the peak of the market as a slab at the time, and it was $100.
Oh wow, not bad.
And I said, $100? Are you kidding?
Again, I'll give you $105 for that.
Again, I can't take advantage of you. Here is one from 1970. And this follows along with Jack Kirby going over to DC, back to DC, but instead of it being the fourth world, it is sort of approaching the fourth world, and it's Jimmy Olsen in a 9.4. Kirby is here, and this is from a pedigree called the Charleston collection.
Keep on showing it. 1 sec here.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I'm just like getting my Star Wars out. Oh yeah, that's really nice.
And it brings back the Newsboy Legion, introducing the Newsboy Legion, which they can't introduce them because they are like Golden Age guys. They were.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say that I really like the little boy band things, you know. The Newsboy Legion, the Cub Commandos, and I mean that stuff. I really didn't care all that much for the Young Allies, if you really want to know.
Yeah, they were kind of so sorry, but okay.
And here is another one from 1970, because we're bronze and these are bronze. This book is in keeping with the things that make Superman's girlfriend Lois Lane a great title to collect. Lois Lane gets into unbelievable situations, and she loves Superman. She hates Superman. She wants to marry Superman. She'll never marry Superman. She wants to be with Superman, and she wants to kill Superman. And then she's morphed into all kinds of creatures and situations and jealousy and then non-jealousy and hatred. and they put Lois through her paces and did everything they could think of to Lois Lane. And because of that, the Lois Lane title in the Silver Age going up into to bronze is really, honestly, one of the greatest DC titles. Jimmy Olsen cannot hold a candle to it. Lois Lane rocks, and she rocks hard. And I'm going to show some bronze Lois Lane when I have my intermission from when Alan takes over with Star Wars.
I'm
I'm
gonna,
I'm going to festoon you all with brilliant Lois Lane. And here is one of the Lois Lanes,
all right.
and this is a very special issue. Is when Lois Lane basically, I Am Curious Black, when she's turned
Oh, that's
into
an awesome book.
a black gal. And it's sort of like that book that they had in the 60s that are in high school we all had to read, called Black Like Me, where a
Mhm.
guy basically blackened his skin and then put himself on as a black person in the South to see what it was like. And then he wrote a book about his experiences. And every high school teacher in the 70s, which is I was in the set, I graduated from high school in 1972.
Mhm.
So all from 69 to 72, Black is Beautiful and all that other stuff. But it was all of the problems that we had, the race problems that were going on. Good thing we got over all of that.
Yeah,
But
that all
but,
ended in the '60s, I thought.
but that everything, all of that's all done now.
Mhm.
There is certain, anyhow, I won't say it anyway. But this one is the 9-2, and it is off white to white pages, but it's a very nice copy. I don't buy PGX as a rule. I always, when it's PGX, I buy the book and not the label. I look very carefully at the book itself. Oh
Okay,
yes,
good.
absolutely. And
Okay.
the last slab,
Oh, wait. Okay, one more. Okay.
I've got.
Okay, just do it. Just do it.
And the last one I have for the bronze in slabs is another Neil Adams cover, and
Mhm.
I guess I can say that Jimmy Olsen is pretty cool with this Neil Adams cover, and it's one of the earliest appearances of Darkseid.
Oh, nice. And it's a 9.6 as well.
That is correct.
Wow, not bad.
Not bad. It's the best I can do. Short notice.
Yeah, yeah. Bad book.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there you go.
I think
And
the only reason that one's more expensive than Forever People is it's a better cover.
I think it is a better cover, but I think Forever People does have it beat. I think by the
No,
Grand
that's
Comic
more valuable.
it's came out earlier than that Jimmy Olsen.
No, no, that came out first, but the picture of Darkseid in it, it's just like his head in a
It's on a
like
computer monitor or something.
yeah
Yeah.
on the TV screen in the
See,
back.
so that's the first appearance of Darkseid, but a whole page with a full page picture of the character with his name being said with the Wolverine is, it doesn't really count. It's a cameo. It's not really the first appearance.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, that's the way it is. I
It's
mean,
very
that
logical. It's
well,
it
the
is.
market has spoken, Alan, and they will
Yes.
not speak again. And I wish they would quit speaking.
Yeah, don't speak, market. Okay. Moondust asked, are there any good Golden Age Charlie Chan books?
Yes, DC had a series of Charlie Chan that was pretty good. I think there are other ones too, but I do know that DC
I,
had a nice set. They're kind of hard to come by, and they're
I
kind of
actually have the
spendy.
first appearance of Charlie Chan from the Golden Age.
Which book is it in?
Um, I want to say like feature comics, something like that.
And Alan, I will ask you this because you're a movie file. Who was the actor who portrayed the first Charlie Chan?
It's Peter Sellers. I don't know.
You really don't know. Have you ever watched the movies?
I never watched Charlie Chan movies. No.
Oh, for heaven's sake, you're missed out. It's Warner Oland.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that. I didn't
And
know
wait a
that.
minute, and Warner Oland is half Swedish
Okay.
and half something else, and then they made him up to look Oriental.
Okay.
And then the second
Sounds.
one, then old Warner passed away,
Mhm.
and then they shifted to another guy that had quite a few movies, and his name was Sidney Toller.
Okay.
Key Luke and some of the other ones that you know, very James, the guy that played in Big Trouble in Little China, that guy Philip On, or
Yeah,
Philip
yeah,
On,
yeah.
I think, is in there too. But Key Luke was in the Green Hornets, just well, all of
Okay.
those early serials and stuff like that. The guys that were good actors, and they were very, very good actors. They got good. They got work.
So somebody's been Googling here.
Yes, but you see, 26 is a silent, and it does. I don't know if I've actually seen that. The trouble is, silent serials are they are historic and they're hard to watch. They're so dull. As a
Yeah,
matter of fact, a lot of the serials that they have are not particularly good because they have a fight. They always have break a lot of furniture and throw stuff at them, and Captain America and things like that. The later Columbia ones, Rocket Man's pretty cool though,
I watched
and
Rocket
his
Man. Yep.
Lost Planet Airmen is pretty cool. Okay, Alan, go ahead and I'll pull out some Bronze Age and better Lois Lane comics to
I'll just
regale you.
show 3 Star Wars, and then I'm going to show some other cool Bronze Age books.
That's fine.
Bronze Age books. Okay.
Okay, silver it is.
Okay. So actually, there's only one Bronze Age book here. Actually, this is only mine's a 9.0. I told you I only had 9.0 of Star Wars #1.
That's sad.
I know it's sad. It's the best we can do sometimes. Not all of us have like Gentner money to play with. Okay, so but then I have, I don't know, Bronze Age. Like, I guess some people go up to 1983. So these are actually bronze. This would be considered Bronze Age as well. This is 1981, and this is the first appearance of Lando Calrissian, and this is Star Wars 43. Now I have the full run, but most of my issues are unslabbed, so they're all raw. But these are I only have 3 graded Star Wars books from the first run, and this is the second. And the third one is Copper Age, actually, and it's issue 107. And this is the last issue of the series. I actually really like the cover, believe it or not. It just has all of them kind of chumming around. I don't know. I just think it's a cute cover. So this is Star Wars 107 from 1986, last issue. And it's Cynthia Martin and Joe Rubenstein cover. Interesting. And this, as I said, is really hard to get in high grade because of the black. So yeah, so that's, yeah, it's yeah, you're right. He's got this. He's like, actually, it looks like Chewie's not so happy, but Lando looks very happy to be held by Chewie. But
well, that's the happiest I think I ever saw Leia ever.
yeah, Leia's not usually a happy character.
Well, not when Carrie Fisher was portraying her. No.
Yeah, she's always kind of a little bit grumpy. But okay, so those are my Star Wars. I'm gonna put those back. But I also brought some magazines. So somebody asked about magazines, so I figured, hey, I'll show a few magazines. Got Star Lord.
Nice.
And this is 1976. And this is Marvel Preview number 4, which is the first Star Lord. And yeah, I don't know. I think those ones are pretty cool. This one I know you like, and I think it's a really cool one. And it's actually quite high. Look at the grade. It's not a bad grade, too.
No, that's for magazines. That's a damn nice grade.
So I actually got this for a steal. I got this on Heritage, and nobody bid on it, and I just picked it up really cheaply. I thought it was, wow, why wouldn't anyone bid on this? It's such a cool book. So yeah, this is Steve Gerber interview, and yeah, Gene Colan and Steve Leolua. I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing his name correctly, but we'll pretend. So yeah, so this is where Howard the Duck runs for president. And you voted for Howard the Duck, right?
I voted for him, and I have the campaign buttons. I have the puff piece that came with it. And the newspaper article from my local paper, the Oregonian, who didn't know who Howard
Howard
was.
Douglas.
They said they must be confused with Donald Duck, and I sent a hot letter to them that says quite a few votes for Howard the Duck here
Mhm.
in Oregon, and I said, yeah, there's a reason.
And there's a reason he's
And
not so
what
bad.
year is that, Alan?
1976.
Yes.
So actually, it would have been probably America would have been a lot better off with him as president. It was Jimmy Carter that won that year, right?
Yeah, Carter.
Jeez, you guys got screwed. You should have gotten Howard. Howard would have done a better job. And then we got Captain Britain, #1. And this is from 1976 as well. And it's signed by Chris Claremont. So, yeah. And this is Chris Claremont's story and Larry Lieber cover. You don't like Larry Lieber, though.
Larry Lieber as a writer, I think, is very acceptable. I think that his art improved, but when it was in the anthology titles, it was god awful. I dreaded seeing a Larry Lieber story in an anthology, because if you have Jack Kirby and Steve Ditko, and then you have Larry Lieber, it was a
Stanley's brother.
it
Come on,
was
man.
I know, I couldn't understand why. Now I know, but his art, he just is a stink burger.
Yeah. So
But
this
not
one
there.
also comes with
There it's actually pretty good.
this one comes with a free mask, so you know it's good. So yeah, I don't know. Do you have this in what grade?
I have two of those. I would say in high VF or better with masks, and the one that I have is the 9.8, is the first Psylocke
Oh,
slab.
okay. So I have the first Psylocke Raw. That I have to get a grade at some point. That's a book that probably deserves getting graded. I bought it from my comic shop, but it's high grade. It's high grade, yeah.
I will tell you. Go ahead. See how we are.
Okay, so yeah, so that's
How's our
first.
chat room?
I was looking at the chat actually. Yeah, Stanley. Yeah, definitely nepotism.
I don't mind. I mean, that's all right. He has Lieber helped a lot.
Yeah, the Rhinoceros Party was pretty cool, actually. Their platform was just out to lunch. It was like really funny. But we actually we had some pretty cool parties in Canada. One of the best parties that we had was, do you know the magician Doug Henning?
Yes,
He ran for Prime Minister of Canada.
and
And
he
he had
disappeared.
he had like this transcendental meditation party that their whole plan to save Canada was they were going to get like 25,000 yoga flyers, and they would all meditate and cure all the problems in Canada.
Yogis, you mean, not
Yeah, the
yogas?
yogis, the
Yeah,
yogi
yogis.
flyers.
Yeah.
They're called yogi flyers because they're hopping when they're in that weird lotus position, and they're kind of flying when they do that. But if they
Wow.
did that enough, yes, it was the natural law party. Okay, and it was just like it was just this amazing thing that they thought they could save Canada by
Well,
having this
Marianne
yogi flyers.
Williamson, I think, is the one that has run a couple times, and her platform is love. We have to love one another.
I know. I've seen her. I've actually seen her as well.
She's no fool. She actually is a very pleasant lady.
Yeah, but she's like into
Nuts.
rocks.
She's
She's
nuts.
completely nuts. Yeah, she's
Yeah.
completely nuts. I actually brought another raw. This is a raw series, but it's actually a really cool one, and I might show one slab from it, but I always get in trouble when I show the one slab. But I love the one slab. But you'll know this series. And I can never. It's Christian Spire.
Yes.
This is the Hiding Place, and they did so many really great books. So this is the Hiding Place. This is one of the more rare ones, actually. This one's about the people escaping from the concentration camps.
You realize that the Spire thing was that the fact that the Germans were not in favor of God, and it was all secular,
Yeah,
and that the state was more important than any religion, because Hitler felt there could not be any competition for his supreme power and his supreme everything over everyone. The God and religion and Christ and all of that stuff was nowhere. And the Spire because they wanted to bring it just like Spire did.
Christianity. They wanted to bring Christianity into it.
Just like the Is This Tomorrow outfit was trying to make sure that people understood that religion and God were important parts of our culture, and it is.
Mhm. Well, the big thing is socialism believes that, it can replace God, basically.
Yes.
So yeah, it's a socialist philosophy. And then we got Attack, another one. I think this one's about the Japanese. Yeah, it looks like it's about the Japanese. And I believe Al Hartley also worked
Archie.
for Archie.
Oh,
Yeah.
big time. Al Hartley was a huge Archie artist.
And it was actually because of Al Hartley, his connections to Archie, that Christian Spire did a series of Archie books.
Yes, and I went to a religious restaurant and they had a spinner rack that I always would take my boys, and I say, "Do you guys want to get a nice comic book?" They said, "Sure." And then they would read it and they says, "Dad, there's talking about church in here." And it was and they talk it's like a regular comic, and then at the end they slip the dogma in. It
Oh
was
yeah.
just great, you know.
Yeah.
It was really, and those are actually quite collectible now.
These are very collectible. So this is Noah's Ark. And nobody asked a physicist if this is possible. So yeah. Um, then we got Born Again on the back. These are all from like the mid 70s, I would say. You got like,
And look, the guy with the glasses looks sort of like John Candy.
I don't know. He
Second
looks
City TV.
I'm not sure. Well, I know who John Candy is. John Candy's Canadian, I believe.
So's Rick Moranis too, isn't he?
Yes, he is. And Second City's Canadian, right? It's from Toronto.
Oh, it's hysterical. It's wonderful.
Yeah. So yeah, this has got Nixon on it and a whole bunch of stuff going on. So yeah, there's that one. And then we got two more from the same series. We got The Cross and the Switchblade, talking about gangs and getting people out of gangs. And yes,
Look, at
SCTV.
every piece will say I love you. You can cut me into 1,000 pieces and everyone will say I love you.
Wow, that's turning the other cheek, but in pieces,
But
basically.
the wrong cheeks to be turning, I think.
Yeah, I think you're not going to do so well if you try to use that logic on these kind of people. But oh well. And then we got Crossfire. I don't know what this one's about, but another Al Hartley one. And I picked this set up for like $10 for the whole set. It was pretty great.
That's a great buy.
Yeah, it is a great buy. These are really quite rare, and they're kind of
Just
they have
don't show Heidi, because if you do, you'll get in trouble.
I know. I love Heidi though.
It's a great book.
I actually have like either the highest or second highest graded copy of that book.
Yeah, you
Like,
got a beautiful copy of that.
my copy of it is brilliant. Okay, but that is it for me.
Okay,
I have
I'm ready
I
to
have
go.
other books, but different things.
I'm ready to go. I was talking about Lois Lane, and Lois Lane is so cool, and
Mhm.
I mean she is cool.
Okay, so you guys
And
show a whole bunch of Lois Lane now.
I'm going to show some Lois Lane, baby.
All right.
Uh, a while back, a good friend of mine named Bigby McFly, the comic guy.
Okay, I'm gonna be right back. By the way, I'm gonna
Okay, good.
ask my partner about that question you asked me.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay.
Bigby McFly, the comic guy, and he's on YouTube and on Instagram. He's a very good artist, and he's a great comic collector and a good guy. Brian basically decided that he wanted to work a deal with me to do some trades, and so I had a book that he wanted, and it was Batman Adventures number 12 in a 9/8 that I bought raw. And had slabbed, and then and I only had one copy of that. Generally, if I do a trade with Brian, I'll do a dupe. But he had found over a period of time from he called it his honey hole store, comic store, basically off the beaten track, and ran into a beautiful run of Lois Lane. And this all started in November of 1968. It will take us right on in. She's going to get the eyes of an executed murderer. So that portends well. That's number 88. Here's number 89, as January of 1989. Lois as the bride of Batman. Superman doesn't want to marry her until someone else is marrying her. She doesn't want to marry him, but Superman, unless he's going to marry somebody else. Lori Lemaris, the mermaid, or Lana Lang reappears for whatever reason. They bring her back, and any number of these gals that want to get their hooks into Superman. And Lois, it's so ridiculous. Here is number 90 from February of 1989. And wherever he got these, I mean, they're just beautiful, beautiful copies. Here's number 91. You just don't see all of them like together in one shot. I mean, in one collection. I do love to do that if I can swing it. And I traded. I was into the Batman Adventures number 12. I was into it a grand total of $143. And when I bought that raw, the market on that book, the top dollar for that book was $121. And a guy had a copy, and he said, I just had these other two were graded to 9/8. And he says, this one looks just as good to me, but I can't verify for sure that it would be. And I said, well, how much is it? And he says, $143. And I said, how about $137.50? He says, for you, $137.50. Big money, big money. And the guy, one of my comic friends that was with me, just ridiculed me. He says, why in the world would you choke that kind of money for that book? It was very hysterical. And then afterwards, of course, what happened? And I said, yeah, how did that work? He says, I don't want to talk about it. So here's a perfect example of Lois having problems. This is from May of 1989, number 92, where she has the unbreakable spell and she turns into a centaur. I guess she would be a mare centaur, not a stud centaur. Although stud centaurs are okay. So there's that. Here is, now we have, I think this will be the first. Yes, this is number 93, is the first 15-cent issue, which is a very, with Wonder Woman, not in her wonder suit at this point. Ha ha. Ha ha, great show, Wonder Woman. I'm tossing you out of Superman's life, Lois. He's marrying me. Again with the marrying, right? Isn't that a great cover, though? A lot of leg. Fun stuff. So we worked our deal. And in so doing, we went on to Go Collect Go Collect. And we checked other sources to verify the prices, and then we added them all up. It took a whole evening. It was a lot of fun. Afterwards, we went out for breakfast in the evening. Have breakfast for dinner is fun. I do like to do that every so often. I would like to do it actually more, but I really love breakfast for dinner is fun. And I'm not ignoring the chat. I don't have a chat on my screen, so please, I'm not ignoring you, and Alan will be back, and then he will ignore you. No, he won't. He'll talk to you. Here is another one. This is Lois Lane, number 94. The Lois Lane in the Mystic Mirror, where she sees the life that Superman and she would have. And she says, Lois, if you want Superman for your husband, step into the mirror and exchange places with me. But if you do, you'll never return to Earth again. Look at the hairdo and the very short skirts. This is 1989. So this would be August of 1989. And here's number 95. And this is a giant, which has reprints on it. And it's a square bound, and it's perfect. This, I mean, there's a little trouble at the top of the spine, but these giants always took a beating. No, Superman, don't look. I've become an ugly freak. Lois Lane, Hag, the Black Widow, the Superwoman of Metropolis, and Lois, the Slave Girl, Madame Jekyll. They just put Lois through her paces. This is bronze. this is great bronze, actually. I when I was a kid, I thought I just thumbed my nose at Lois Lane, and I have completely and totally changed my opinion of Lois Lane. It's just very, very cool stuff. Here is issue number 96, and this is October. And you're supposed to write the captions. This is a Kurt Swan cover. You can tell by looking at it. You can tell looking at it, it's Kurt Swan. But the girls have dresses just right below their trademarks. It's very nice. Prove your love for Superman. One of you must drink this poison and die. Always these improbable situations. Now you have to stand on one leg to save Superman. Not a leg to stand on. Here's Lois Lane number 97. And this is November in '89. And this is another Kurt Swan cover, and it's spectacular. No, Superman, they belong to your past. I'm the LL in your present. Stay with me. And he says, Lori Lamiris, Luma Lanai, and Lila Laryl, all girls I loved, and all with the initials LL. Lois, I must go to them. No, Superman, no, stay with me. You do, Matt? That's great. Alan, are you back? You must be.
Yeah. No, I'm not back.
You're back from the someplace to the someplace? Yeah.
No, I couldn't get in touch with the guy, so I don't know.
What a surprise. Here's issue 98. This is 1990. Oh, wow. Where's Samson and Delilah? But the colors on all of these books,
I know, they look mint.
They're breathtaking copies. And they
I
really
only need 3 more issues that I have the whole run.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Hmm.
And it says here, admit it, Lois, you were always jealous of Lana Lang because she was my childhood sweetheart when I was Superboy. So you murdered her. And Batman is the detective. He is the attorney representing Lois. He says, I'm the world's greatest detective yet. I can't find any evidence to save Lois from 1970. Sorry, you're right. 70. Sorry, Lyle.
Lost
2 decades. Now, can I say I was just trying to see if you were listening? Would you buy that? Okay, no. Okay, that's fine. I skipped. Thank you. 70. Batman isn't going to get the job done. Lois Lane is guilty.
Send her to jail.
And guilty. Here is Lois Lane, number 100. We've reached the century mark. This is another Kurt Swan, and we're still having difficulty with her in prison, and it's an absolutely stunning, high grade green cover. Lois Lane's Last Mile.
It's like, why are they always torturing? Like, it's so weird, the Lois Lane covers. She's either getting tortured or he's getting tortured, or I don't know.
And here's another one. Lois, give up this invisibility experiment. The chances are 1,000,000 to 1. It will kill you. This is another Kurt Swan. She says, I don't care, Superman. I want to prove I'm not afraid to die. Then maybe you'll marry me.
Oh, wow.
This is the super reckless Lois Lane. Must be Canadian medicine.
I know. Is it like is she on like doing like
They're injecting her with some goop, and the doctor down below is Dr. Klaus Mengele from Canada.
Yeah, he's like doing some like dial thing. You have to do the dial thing whenever you do some scientific stuff.
I actually had this particular.
Oh, hey, Bigby's here, by the way.
Oh, hi. Oh my God, 2 hours of sleep. I'm showing all the Lois Lanes that I traded with you, Brian. They're beautiful.
They're really beautiful.
Yeah, Lana. Yes, Lana. It's true.
Are these all like Bronze Age, or are they Golden Age? Is that Silver Age?
Yes, they're Golden Age, Susan.
Sorry, Silver Age. Are they Silver Age?
Anyway, these are 1970.
Okay. Just
and here's one where this one. When I saw this cover, I knew this was true. That she married the devil, and she had hoofs and a tail. Shades of Satan. Lois has been turned into a demon. And look who she's marrying. The Devil's Bride.
I do have a book from 1968 that's kind of cool.
Here is Lois Lane, number 107. And it's the snow woman wept, and the sun is melting her, and it's strange. Lois was supposed to meet me here. I wonder where she is. Superman, I'm here. I can't speak, and I'm melting. And it's got another rose and thorn shocker.
Mm.
Here is a very interesting story that has it appears to be the Gentleman Ghost. It's a green cover.
Oh, I know.
February of 71. And here's another one. Love you, Superman. After what's happened to me, I'll never fall in love. I'll never fall in love again. And she threw her little Superman doll and the pictures and everything at him. This is a great one. This is Lois Lane trapped by the Justice League. And she's in last year's bikini, so it's pretty tight.
I know. I love
And they have her stretched out. They have her stretched out. And so what happens? How does she get out of it? Well, what happens is the little junior Justice League guys that are the little midgets, like Lilliputians, then I think they come up with a whole bunch of little Supermans or something, and they come out and they have a huge brawl, and then she's rescued. But a great green cover. It's a beautiful copy.
Mm.
Mm.
Was it a dream thing, or what was the situation?
I can't tell you, Alan. It's a secret. You'll have to read the book.
I'll have to read the book.
The editors told me, they say, do not reveal the end of this story.
Okay.
Here is a giant that's another really tough one to find. This is issue number 113.
Very nice.
Lois, good Lord, what's happened to you? My Death by Lois Lane. You guys have probably none. I hope that you like these. If you guys,
they're really cool. I always like Lois Lane.
If you've had enough Lois Lane sing out, I'm just going to show you what I have, and
no, I think they're awesome because like they're just crazy covers. I mean, this.
Okay, this is suspense. There's Lady Danger in here too, and then it's Superman. Look, the whole world is turned upside down. It's upside downy.
Or is it they are just upside down?
Ah.
Mystery solved.
Mystery solved. Is a different. I don't know who did this cover. It's a very odd looking cover, but it's just another breathtaking copy. This is issue number 116.
Okay. It's like the mirror. They always like the mirrors, like where they, the funhouse mirrors.
They're back in the Justice League 7 or something. They had that the funhouse mirrors. Don't we look funny? My God, that's what they really look like.
I always liked that cover.
Superman, my sister Lucy, her parachute won't open. My mother would hate this. It's not Superman, my sister Lucy, her. You've already said Lucy. You've established who. You don't have to duplicate it. Don't say Lucy, her. You say my sister Lucy's parachute won't open. If you say Lucy, her parachute, would drive my mother crazy.
Okay. So
and I can't possibly get to her in time. What can I do? And down she goes. She's going to be street pizza.
So here's something I've always wondered, and like, this is for all the people that think of physics and stuff in the audience. Okay, let's say Superman, he rushes over there, he catches her. Okay, what would happen to her?
He would basically catch her slowly like this so that she wouldn't splatter out.
But there's no. They always catch her just before she hits the ground. That's
but he would actually lower her down super slow.
But there is no space to lower her down. There's no space. There's no space to lower her down.
Alan, other than that, it's all real.
She would die anyways. Yes, she would splat in his arms.
Well, at least the story would have a happy ending. Maximum velocity, 33 feet per second per second. Here is one that I think is a great one. Here's Lois in a sort of in a compromising position, legs akimbo, and guys with darts. Superman, come back! Don't let them do this to me. See, super hombre, Miss Lois left hours ago. Like he can't even turn around. He can't see her. Boy, is he blind. Isn't that a great cover?
It is a great cover.
And here's one that has Thorn because she's in her green suit. She's in her. It's great yellow cover. Great issue number 121. Look at this baby.
I know. She's an interesting character. She's like, you know, split personality character.
And Lois is the hag behind the signboard. He can't.
No.
He can't see her. Get rid of him, Thorn, or you'll see me like this, and I'll die. Here's another one.
Oh, actually, that's one that I need. That's the last mini comic I need, by the way, Bigby.
And I will say, congratulations, Bigby, on getting that book. I think it's wonderful that you have it. It's a tough book to find. Alan says, oh, I need that book. You have to say, I like that, and congratulations first. Then comes the greed.
Yes, greed. No, for me, it's greed first, and then we'll the rest.
Here's a great one. They're all great. Where she's the jungle gal. Lois Lane battles the hunters. Lois Lane, prove you are our queen. Kill him.
It looks like he's already been stabbed. Doesn't he have like almost like a hole or something in him?
No, he doesn't. He got nothing. He looks all wore out, but they have all the natives down below, like she's going to be able to do it. Although she appears that she thinks something's going to happen there.
Yeah, well, you know, the thing is, if she even tries to stab him, nothing's going to happen.
Of course.
But yeah. Oh, hey, K-pop.
Hi, K-pop. Here's issue. I invoked you earlier when I was talking about your tutorial to get me through the Kickstarter. And I sang your praises because literally, if you hadn't shown me how to do it, I'd probably be still trying.
You were getting frustrated.
Here it is. Here's another one. Lois needs Superman when death rides the wheels. Superman, where are you? He's having a bad day. Here's where Grebo the Clown, what is this? Okay, his name is Dingle the Clown.
Wow, what a great name.
Dingle. Well, Dingle the Clown it is. Okay, Dingle, why are Lois and the other girls flipping out over you? Why? That's my secret, Superman. Oh, Dingle, you have such a wonderful dingle.
Jeez.
It's the clown makeup. And here, again, legs akimbo. I found her boat, but where's Lois? And the shark is about to eat her. I can't say it. I get in trouble.
I know.
I can't say it. Here is the trope homage, which is
watch out for dingleberries. Oh.
Death waits to kiss the bride. Lois killed on our honeymoon, and it's all my fault. Like you do, as per usual.
That's a good one. That's an homage to an homage to an homage.
That's right. I'm Superman's girlfriend, but there's only time to save one of us.
Oh my goodness.
I think that's true. I was going to say something else that was even worse than that, and I couldn't do it. That's why I rely on our chat, by God.
Our chat is like, you know,
they're great. And here he is coming in, and I look at this. He only has time to save one. Okay, two things can happen. Number one, he can use his heat vision and cut the head of the snake right off, or he can blow his super breath of ice cold breath and freeze the quicksand so she doesn't go any lower. Now, he can do that easily, so that the whole premise of this, because all of the rest of it is absolutely true, that he could solve this very easily.
I actually have a third option. What if the one that he saves is the snake? He's like, screw the girls. I like the snake.
Too much pre-code horror for you. This is a great cover, really dark cover. Lois doesn't know it, but I picked her husband. Look at the colors on that one.
That is really nice. Nice blocks.
I'm down to the last few.
K-pop liked my idea. Save the snake.
Save the snake. So you don't like Lois Lane. S. Von High.
Oh, her trademark. Oh, that's
yes. Well, I wasn't going to say that.
Her trademark.
Brian, say everything you know. Mm-hmm. Here's Lois Lane, number 133. I was warned this disaster would happen because of me, but I didn't believe it. The lady is a bomb.
She killed Superman again.
Again. And here is issue 135, and Lois is somewhat akimbo on the front of this vehicle.
That's such a great one.
You wanted to be with me to the end, Lois. This is it. So long. Who says so long? So long, Lois.
I know. It's always like,
man, hey man, you've been freeze dried or something. If so long, what is that? And I don't think this is the second to the last issue. I still have to get the last issue, but here's one with Wonder Woman. Now I know why Superman's marrying Wonder Woman instead of me. She just saved my life. They're a super team.
She's always jealous. Always jealous.
And then when she gets him, she doesn't want him.
Yeah.
I will kill you, Superman. I love you so much, I will kill you. So that is not all my Lois Lanes. I go back further, back to issue number 13 or so, but they're all just really, it's fun stuff. And since we're looking at pulchritudinous things. Frank Frazetta has a painting called The Moon Maid, and it's this gal. He always has his women do tend to be somewhat Rubenesque in the hips and fanny, and then quite diminutive on top. His women do tend to be that way, and they have sort of pinched, sort of Chinese gorilla. That's the only way I can sort of a Chinese gorilla looking faces. I don't know how else to describe. They're pinched in there.
Wait, I remind somebody of Howdy Doody. That's like not a good thing. That's not a good thing. Oh well. Okay, go ahead.
And an artist that I have used that's in Ireland, his name is Shane McCormick, and I love his stuff. I have Joe Linsner's our original art behind me today, commissions behind me today. Generally, I will have, you can see the 7 C's just on the corner there next to, she looks like Emily Campagno as the Deja Torres, but you can just see the 7 C's homage that was done by Shane McCormick. But he basically, Bruce Timm did an illustration of the gal, and then he did an homage of Bruce Timm's look of her. So here are the pencils to it.
Oh yes,
it's art.
It's art. You gotta say that
art because it's showing a little bit, but that is very true. And then this is the finished piece, and I just think it's beautiful.
Oh, it is quite nice.
Isn't that a beautiful piece?
Very beautiful. And how big was the original Bruce Timm one that you got?
Probably, I didn't get the Bruce Timm one. Those things are like thousands of dollars. And it was like probably a 5x7 or something like that. It's a small, he does small images. But this is a nice, beautiful image by Shane. I think it's truly amazing. And the way he blended the color in all the right places.
I kind of wish, though, that he gave her something that she's sitting on, that she's not just floating.
Well, you see, again, all of it's completely true, and which is what we want. But Alan, that's more Lois Lane, I think, that I've shown for a very, very long time. I think the first day I got them, I think I showed them with you.
Yes, you did.
And it was fun. But Brian was the one who orchestrated this. And Brian, if you have books that you have accumulated for me. We still haven't. We have another visit coming at least sometime soon, and I know that when Alan's package arrives to you, there are certain things I guess that are there for me.
There's a little package for you. There's two shirts
Are
for
you
you.
saying I have a little package? What are you trying to tell me?
I don't know.
This,
But there's a little
oh,
package. There's a little package for
okay,
you.
howdy
Two
doody.
shirts, two shirts for you, and then one shirt for Big B. So I'm a little bit nervous that the shirt for Big B won't fit him, but maybe you can wrap it around his arm or something. I don't know.
Oh, that's great. Just order another one for him.
I don't know if we can get the big sizes like that.
Well, you're the one who's doing it, so you can find out.
I think I can only get it through the other thing, not through this thing.
You can only get it through the other thing. I have a few more books to show, and then you want to blow?
Like how many more books do you have to show?
I don't have to show anything. I had some books I wanted to show. You wanted to see one book in particular, and I thought I would show and make fun of some of the other ones.
I was going to show one book, just one book, just
All
because
right.
I'm not sure if you showed it though, so I'm going to show it based on whether or not you showed it. So just because we were showing Lois Lane's, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I was going to show. Did you show this one?
No, I was doing Bronze Age like I was told.
Oh, really? Okay, so that's good of you. This is actually 1960.
And I'm gonna imitate you. I had that one.
Okay, good for you. And the other one, and I'm not sure. Did you show it? Because like I know you were showing some silver.
No. I started with number 88 is where I started.
Oh, okay. And then this one, because people were asking about them.
Yeah, I have next time around when we're showing silver, I will I will show all the rest of the Lois Lanes that I have back to number 13.
Okay, so this one actually is kind of a cool one because it's she's kind of having an affair with Batman.
Would you want me to do twinsies? I can.
Okay, do your twinsies. This is a 4.0. It's not that high of a grade. Do you have it? Is yours slabbed?
No, this raw.
Oh, so Gray Man also has this one too. He has a 14 as well. I think it's a really cool cover. I just think it's a. So is that one from Bigby?
No, this one I had before. This was from my friend, my comic friend.
Now again, I think your colors are actually better on yours because it's a better green.
Again, I'm all about the colors, my friend. I am about it.
It's like here. I can make mine look better though. If I move it to the screen close enough, then it'll look better. Oh, mine looks way better. Like the images are much bigger and I have no idea. Okay, so I don't know. So I just figured I'd show those two because this is actually my favorite Lois Lane. Like I just think it's great. It is. It's a great one, and I do like the I'm Curious Black one. That's it's such a great cover. Such a great story too. It's so funny.
I can do twinsies with that one too.
I don't have which one, the number 70.
Yeah, the number 70.
Okay, what was yours?
What is mine? It's number 70.
You don't have it graded.
I would but I would say it's at least an 8, probably 8.5 anyway.
Okay, good.
Probably a 9.
Mine just needs to be reslabbed. It was actually meant to be a 9.8, but they just put it in this stupid 7.5 slab.
See, you have more orange. You see, in mine's I have again with the colors, right?
It's actually really hard to get.
I had another beautiful copy of this, but I gave it to K-pop.
So do I have number 11? Yes, I do. I'm only missing like I think
I don't. Right? If you have a nice 11, I don't have 11.
I think I'm only missing 3 and 5. I'm only missing 2 issues at this point, I believe. I'm really close to finishing Lois Lane. I think it's actually, wait, maybe I'm missing 3 issues. 3, 5, and 8, and I believe it is. So yeah. So I have in the next unboxing, actually, I show a bunch of Lois Lanes. There's like one episode where I show a bunch of Lois Lanes. Okay, so did you have some more books you wanted to show?
Yes, I had one that you had talked about earlier. that you asked me if I had, and I said yes, that I had FOMO'd with you too about, and so.
Oh, you're gonna show that one? Okay, that's another. It's art.
Well, no,
It's
it's
art.
it's cocaine.
Well, I'm just saying it. We have to say it's art for the
It's
censors.
art. It's art because there's things.
Yes. Here, let me make you big so you can show it properly. That's a really nice copy too.
Thank you.
So yeah. So
And here
okay,
is
can I show number 11? He wants number 11. Okay, you just show one more and then I'll grab.
Brian. If you have a nice 11, if you have earlier Lois Lanes, like from 16 back or 15 back, I do need, if they're nice, we can probably do something or another, I guess. But I haven't talked to you about that. You've been so busy doing what you do. And you'll find out about the the job on next week, I think you said.
Oh, actually, I have number 8. What am I thinking? So yeah, I think I'm only missing 2 issues. Yeah, I'm only missing 2 issues.
This is a villain. This is not Wonder Woman. This is an absolute villain. Her name is Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez, and she is an absolute villain. And she really isn't very smart. She doesn't understand stuff.
I
She
have the
thinks
rare
she
version.
does. You have the first damaged version. I understand that. This is the, it's very sad what's going on. This is actually, it's limited to 750 with a COA. Does yours come with a COA?
Mine, there's less than 200.
I see. Did it come with a COA though?
COA. Who cares?
No, it didn't. It didn't. See, that's what
I can put a COA on it if you want.
I'm very sorry, Alan. This one I got from Who Dat. I just think it's a David Nakayama cover, and I love it. It's a beautiful
Okay.
book.
Okay. I'm gonna show. I'm gonna show some. I'm gonna make
Okay.
your David Nakayama's. Okay, so I'm gonna show some Lois Lane. Okay.
And make you big.
I'm gonna make me big. Okay,
You're
so
going to be the finish. You're going to be the.
I'll be the finish. So
You'll be the finish.
we're gonna go. We'll start with the one that was requested, which is number 11. Okay. So I don't have like all of them yet. Some of them are still at my Stackery account. We have number 10. This is a 1/8, just in case you didn't know. And then we got number 9. Wait, is this number 9? No, this is Showcase. This is Showcase 9. This is the first Lois Lane cover title. That's when we get the first Lois Lane titled story is Showcase 9. And then we got Lois Lane number 9. I don't know why they were together, but they were. And she's singing with another guy.
Like you do.
Like you do.
And you know who he is, don't you?
Pat Boone.
And what was Pat Boone's? What was one of his best songs? What was one of his first? Do you know any of his hit songs?
Do I know Pat Boone songs? Like I remember, I'm not sure if you know K5. Do you know K5?
Is it Canadian?
Maybe it's basically like there was like these late night commercials for K5 records. Okay.
Oh, K-Tel.
No, I think it was K. Was it K-Tel? Maybe it was K-Tel. Maybe it was K-Tel. I was a kid. I don't remember things. Okay, so the point is, it was K something, and K something, whether it was K-Tel or whatever it was, they would always they would have like Pat Boone. They would have all these like cronies that you would hear about, and yeah, K-Tel. Sorry, K-Tel. Okay, yes, K5. I don't know where K5 came from, but K-Tel. Yes, it was K-Tel. Pertel, it was K-Tel. Okay, so yes, K-Tel, and I remember hearing Pat Boone songs on
it. And what Pat Boone song do you remember?
Something or other. That one.
Writing love letters in
Moody
the
River.
sand.
See, Moody River. That's.
And then the other one is April Love, right? You ever heard that song?
K5 bingo.
Yes. Bingo. Okay. Blackout.
Okay, so that's enough. Pat Boone. Okay. And then number 8. And this is like some like really like the ugly Superman. He's ugly. I don't know why. I don't know why they don't like gingers. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
He's a ginger, therefore he's ugly. I don't know. I think it's very insulting. Okay, so and then we got number 6. So I'm missing number 7. You can see that. And then number 4. So there's a couple that are skipped. I'm missing. I think I'm missing 3, 4, and I think 7's on its way. So 3, 5. I mean, I'm missing. So yeah, and then we got number 1. I have number 2 actually on it in Zachary. This is number 1. I just think it's cool that she's riding a broom and she's a witch. And that's it. That's the end of the Lois Lane era. And Steven's gone. I've scared.
No, I'm
Steven.
not. No, but I wanted to
Yeah.
show you. I wanted to
Okay.
show you
No, so
something.
no, my awesome books just scared you away. That's
No,
the
I
truth.
saw. I've seen your Lois Lanes, and they are wonderful. They
Okay,
are
thank you.
wonderful
Okay,
things. I still have this. This actually survived high school. It survived college, and it survived all my moves from apartment to house, etc.
Mhm.
And here it is. Here is K-Tel Records, 25 rock revival greats.
Oh, wow.
It has Bill Haley and the Comets, Rock Around the Clock Tonight, Chuck Berry, Johnny Be Good,
Mhm.
the Everly Brothers, I love them. Wake Up a Little Susie, Wake Up.
Yeah, I know all those
We got
songs.
Lloyd Price, Just Because. How you have the monotones with Book of Love. Who wrote the Book of Love?
I think I actually have that record because like I remember having all those songs on something or other.
The crew cuts, shaboom, shaboom. Uh, and
Yeah,
then you have Little Rich, and then you have let's see, it's the Sparkle Tones with Black Slacks. Black Slacks. I ain't nothing but a real cool breeze. Black Slacks. When I put them on, I'm ready to go.
Okay.
Long Tall Sally, Blueberry Hill, Born Too Late. The Ponytails sing Born Too Late, and I love the harmony that they have. The 3 gals, I think they're from Dayton, Ohio, or something, or Cleveland, or something.
Mm-hmm.
And just I actually have. You'll find these on my Instagram page. I will take music that I like because sometimes I just like to if it's a 50s book and it's the kind of music that you would have heard with that when that book came out. But I've used Shaboom, and I've also used Born Too Late, and that's I did
Are you
that.
allowed to use these, or are they like flagged?
They're in the actual folder, music folder that
Okay.
Instagram provides to you. Here,
All
I'll
right.
show you. And it's still in its original paper sleeve.
Oh wow.
And here is how it looks.
Okay, wait. Do you want me to make you big again?
No, it's all right.
No, I'll make you big. There you go.
I see you walk with another.
So
I
have you played
wish
this
it
one, or
would
is this
be
like
me.
a mint
What's that?
copy? Is this a mint copy, or is this something you've played many times?
I have played this record mucho times, and it still plays very well. There are no big scratches in it, and I'm very careful with my stuff. I sent away for this, Alan. I did send away for something that my brother Doug still teases me about, and it's the one where they have. Do you like these wonderful classic symphonic things? Song of India. The Belladepsian Dance Number 5 by Borodin. Yes, you can have all of these songs. Full Moon and Empty Arms. All of the great songs that you've wanted. And you can get them all for $4.97. Yes, you can have them all. And I said, wow, what a deal. So I ordered them. And these records came in. All they were like tiny little vignettes of just like 10 or 15 bars of the music.
Oh,
And then
not even the full song.
it wouldn't even give you it was and the records and I said, and I was telling my brothers, and it's got every one of them, it's got all of it. You can hear it all, and I've got it all, and it's like on
You're
5
so
records.
excited, yeah.
Oh, it was great. and then I got it, and it was just like my Hulk. It was like my Spider-Man shooter.
Spider-Man, yeah. That lasts
It
like two
was just like,
seconds.
I mean, oh, it doesn't have any, and I wanted to. I don't know what happened. I may even have it still. But
Mhm.
the records, they're the screwiest records. First of all, they're extra thick. That's
Oh,
number
okay.
one.
Well,
But
that's a good
Alan,
thing. They'll last
no, no, no,
longer.
but Alan, they had a coin edge around them.
Okay.
I've never seen another record. It had a coin edge around the end,
Oh,
around
that's
the
really
edge.
weird. Okay. Okay.
You know,
So
and then
weird.
my brother says, "Hey, why don't we play some classical music?" I said, "Shut up, Doug." He got me
Wow.
so good on that. And I did taunt him a little bit. I'm his older brother. I did taunt him a little bit, but
Was Goofy Gold. Wow. That's really cool.
oh, Halloween Sounds of Terror. That's with the rattle the chains and ooh,
Ooh,
yeah,
creepy sounds from those.
creepy. It's creepy. Ooh.
Yeah, oh man. Like there's so much junk that they would sell at late night.
Well, I'm definitely a consumer, and you know those late night the TV infomercial
I
things.
I I
This knife sharpener will sharpen. I've got one from Baldhead that is really really good. It's this
Mhm.
cross thing, and you always say, "I want to get me a good knife sharpener." I don't want you, folks. How many times has this happened to you? And then they take the knife and they try to cut the tomato, and the tomato explodes. And then
Yeah.
they go vit vit vit, and then they just go yeah 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 yeah, like that. It's like wafer thin, you know.
Do you remember
Well,
the Ginsu knives? The
oh
Ginsu
God, yes.
knives?
I have the
You know,
chef. I have
they
the
can even cut through other knives. It's like,
lifetime guarantee. Are they in business? No. I have the Chef Tony knives, though. Did you ever see the Chef Tony ad?
oh no, no.
Oh, the Chef Tony. I have the Chef Tony knives. I still use them. They're good. They're actually very good.
Oh, that's impressive.
They're very good, especially the long. And what they did was they have the handle up so that
Mhm.
it lifts up. So when you're cutting down, when you come down, instead of having your hand hit the cutting board, your hand is up a little bit higher so you can cut all the way down. It's really good.
So, yeah, so you know,
Unemployables. Am I
so, you know,
unemployable?
it's funny. Like I even bought the what's it? Is it Mr. Cho? The guy that they would sell these things. They would put them on your tummy as like little pads, and they would electrocute you. Okay.
Oh yeah, they run the DC current.
Mr. Ho, I think it's Mr. Ho or Dr. Hose, and they would electrocute you and then make your stomach flex, right? And that was supposed to be the greatest way of getting into shape, right?
It's sort of like forced isometrics. Is that what it was?
Yeah, Dr. Ho, yeah, Dr. Ho. Oh my goodness, they were they were so bad. They were just like my wife and I got them. That was like, and they were just we actually returned them. It was like it was actually really expensive to return them, so that's why you never return them. But I was
Oh,
just like,
okay.
these are just so bad, I just had to return them. Um, oh, the Dominizer was awesome. That was with the girl from Three's Company.
Suzanne Summers.
Suzanne Summers. Yeah,
But
I was
she
gonna
did
say
the Thigh
Suzanne Summers.
Master as well, and then she
Oh,
had
it's
this
the Thigh Master.
the
Thigh Master.
spring
You're right.
loaded one where she would open and close her legs with the
Oh,
Thigh Master,
jeez.
and they're saying, see how the action works here, and
It
I'm
was,
just
yeah, it wasn't the Domitizer. It was the Thigh Master.
and
Yes.
I'm looking at that, and she says, "What do you think of the action?" I said, "Well, I think the Thigh Master is wonderful." And she's
Seems really
got
good. I
this really
don't know.
tight leotard on and stuff, and
Oh
just
man, I
oh,
remember that.
Suzanne, and
Those
poor
commercials are
Suzanne,
awesome.
she died just recently, and sadly
Oh
from cancer.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know she died. Oh,
Mm.
that's really sad.
She had been fighting cancer for a very long time and had done it, with cancer. It's sort of like you go down and you come back up and then you go down. And that's I've watched
Um,
all three of my grandparents. Anyway, I don't want to go there. But the thing was, and with Suzanne, why she was very happy to, she was so enthusiastic and happy, and her face was all alight, you know, and she had this makeup stuff that she was
mhm,
selling, all this wonderful makeup stuff. She was just looked like a million bucks, but
mhm.
I just couldn't get my eyes off of the Thigh Master.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Thigh Master was awesome. It's
Girl,
just like
how many times has this happened to you? It's just great hucksterism. I you know that you have to say that good
I
huckster.
I I always love that stuff. Like, do you know Shazam? Wait, ShamWow? ShamWow?
Oh, Sham! Wow, yeah.
Oh my goodness, that guy's like amazing.
They were
He-
selling those, you know, literally they were selling those at comic book shows. They had them
Yes,
rolled up in these in these
yes.
acrylic cylinders Would you like the big ShamWow or the little ShamWow? I don't even
So,
know where they are anymore.
yeah, so we used to have a thing called the home show, and it was like sort of like all home related products, and they would
Hmm.
always have somebody doing a demonstration. This is going to revolutionize your life, and it's like, they're, and look, it wipes it off. Wow, and it's like,
You see how this mirror gets film on it now? Well, watch this. They wipe the cloth on it. Now watch. And then it doesn't do it. Then the
yeah, the cloth
steam
is like the
it
worst
doesn't
cloth in
cloud
the
up.
world.
Oh, I gotta get me one of those. You get home and you do it, doesn't work. It
Yeah, I
just
know.
it works
Actually,
sort of.
I
I take
actually
it
like the
back.
ShamWow. It wasn't that bad. The one that I think is actually one of the best inventions ever is actually the magic erasers. Those are the those are the best. Have you ever seen a magic eraser?
No, I haven't.
It's like from the guy with the bald head, Mr. Clean kind of people. I think it's from the same company.
Okay.
Procter and Gamble, one of those ones. And basically what it is, it's like a little sponge thing. And it basically, if you get like marks on your wall or whatever, you can just,
Oh, I have seen those.
those
Yes,
have
I
worked
have seen
really,
that.
really well. Those are amazing. I just love those things. I fixed so many problems that I would have had to paint over if it wasn't for those things.
Did you make your son disappear? Did you try?
No, it didn't quite work. I scrubbed a bit, but it didn't
William,
work.
hold still. Hold still. Dad, why do you keep doing this? Just hold
It just
still.
doesn't
Hold
work.
still.
Actually, my son is sleeping at the moment.
Oh
He's
no.
he's like in the wrong he's in the wrong time
Time
zone right
zone?
now. Yeah, he
What's 9? It's 9. It's just 10 after 9 there, isn't it?
yeah, no, he's been sleeping for the last 3 4 hours now. He's like in the wrong time zone. He's just he's like in that age where, they eat a lot and then they grow a lot. So he's now taller than me. He's past me. He's like an inch
Wow.
taller than me now. Like last year he was like 2 inches shorter than me. Now he's like a inch taller than
So
me.
is he a sports guy at all?
Not really. I'm trying to get him back into, like, the funny thing is I had him into martial arts for a little while,
Mhm.
and he got up to his brown belt. He was just about to go for his black belt. I'm like, just stick with it. And he just dropped out. It was kind of sad.
Well, I'm sorry.
Yeah. But it's like
Well,
Mr.
your
Clean.
daughter's a
Yeah,
dancer.
Mr. Clean. Yeah. My daughter's a dancer. She did
Mhm.
dance. But my son, he does swimming. He's really good at swimming.
Well, that's a great exercise. Swimming is probably one of the best there is. It's not hard on the bones. Running is, but
Yes, see, that's right. Magic erasers work on comics as well. They actually, you can, if you have to be really careful where you kind of gently rub.
well, I will tell you that the thing that I have found that works beautifully is a very fresh pink pearl eraser that is
Yes,
very, very soft, and you go
very soft eraser.
very, 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 I mean, a really soft, not one on the end of a pencil. I'm talking about
Yeah, 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 yeah.
the
Those the
trapezoids, the ones that
Yep.
it's a rectangle, it's a rectangular box that's angled on both ends or whatever, the way they did that.
You
But
got to be
that
really careful, really light touch with those. But yeah,
I don't, especially on the covers, it works very well. Like on back covers and stuff, it'll take the dirt right off, and
hmm
it doesn't hurt the cover. But you just have to be very, very gentle, and it works.
yeah, yeah. I used to do that as well. So I'm a little bit nervous about like
I
mangling
don't
their
do it
like.
anymore. I don't
Yeah,
do it anymore. I just if I leave the book as it is. If I send it in to be cleaned and pressed, I send it in to be cleaned and pressed. Otherwise, the book stays the way it is, and I buy it the way it is, and that's it.
it's like, no, don't do that. Yeah, you got to be a little bit careful. Yeah. So I was gonna take my action one and just lightly.
When you get it.
Yeah, look, this will come off. Okay. It's joking. I wish I had action one. Um, so yeah, but okay. Well, that's the show, guys. It's been
Thank
two
you, guys.
hours, and 31 people have managed to survive till the end of this show. So congrats
Thank
to
you.
everyone that survived that long.
Thank you
And
very much for coming. I hope that you enjoyed it. Please do remember the Kickstarter.
yes,
And if you want to buy a book or two,
or
would
three.
everything helps. And if you find a cover you like, a couple of friends of mine, Mr. Bleeker and also Mr. Beckerman, who are
I
in
know they
our,
both
our
bought.
crew,
Yeah.
basically went and they both got Don Yeagle Moon Girl Mandy.
Yeah, which is really
And
nice.
they both ordered that one, and but there are a lot of really good ones in there, and I think that it's a good cause, and then you'll be able to read Alan's stories and his wonderful prose, and it'll be a good thing.
Yes, and you'll see some
Thank you
great
for
artwork
watching
as well.
today.
Thank you, guys. Bye, everyone.
See you later.